In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to stitch zipper with facing. Just like you can see right here, you know sometimes you have your zipper and you just want to use facing on the neck or the neckline. Hi guys, my name is Dami and you're watching Dami Dimension. If you like this video, remember to subscribe and let me know your comment down below. So we are getting started right away. So I'm going to be doing the demonstration using these bodies that I have cut out already. So I assume you already have your bodies cut out as well. As you can see, this is the bodice I'm working with and I have already pinned it down on the shoulder. This is my front and these two pieces are the back. I pin them together. So what you want to do is place the front and the back right side facing each other, and you are going to stitch both of them together on the shoulder. You can do the shoulder first or you can do the zipper first, but right now since I've already pinned down my shoulder, I will be stitching the shoulder first. Okay, so after stitching the shoulder, in order to fix the zipper, this is the invisible zipper that I'm working with. All right, so remember I have the wrong side of the fabric facing up and this is the right. So what you want to do is to locate the right side of your zipper, and invisible zipper generally looks like this. In case you don't know, I believe you do, but just in case beginners are watching. So this is the invisible zipper. You see the bulge is at the back, the bulgy part is at the back, and the right side is the part that is super flat like this. So what you want to do is open up your fabric to the right side, and of course you should have had zipper allowance already on your fabric like I have here. This is my zipper allowance. I have 1 inch. I have a notch here and the snip also here just to separate my zipper allowance, and I also snipped the down part as well because my zipper allowance runs across this way, 1 inch this way. So what you can do is to go to your iron and iron down that 1 inch zipper allowance like this, and also of course you should do the same thing on this side. Once that is done, you have something that looks like this, right? Okay, so this is the right side, this is right, and this is the wrong. So here is the right side of the zipper. Like I said, the part that is super flat is the right side. I like to just open up my zipper a little bit just like this, and then I'll place this right side, I'll place it on the right side of my fabric. So I'm picking up this wing of the zipper first and I am placing it this way. This little fabric part of the zipper is towards your zipper allowance, and the bulge or the teeth of the zipper is towards the rest, the inside of your back side. So I will place it like this, such that the teeth of my fabric is towards the inside and the fabric part of my zipper is towards the zipper allowance itself, just like this. This little zipper stopper thing that is in the beginning of your zipper, you want to make sure that that little stopper kind of stops at your seam allowance, so it's going to stay like that. So of course you can then go ahead and pin this down, whatever you find comfortable, just like that. So once that is fixed, then you are going to repeat the same, of course, on this side as well. All right, so as you can see, it's actually already looking like as it would be positioned in the dress already. So this is what you want to achieve, and let me just show you what it looks like on the right side so you can kind of match it up with yours. Okay, by the time I stitch it down, of course it's not going to be visible like this, it's actually going to become invisible. So then you will take it to your machine and hold it up this way, and then you are going to stitch. But the stitch has to be very close to the zipper bulge right here. It has to be super close to the zipper teeth. There is actual invisible zipper foot, which is perfect for the job. It's what is actually designed for it. But if you don't have the invisible zipper foot, then you can use a regular zipper foot, which is like half left or right zipper foot, whichever one you find or comfortable for you. So but just make sure you stitch it super duper close to this zipper tooth as much as possible. That's actually what's going to give you the invisible effect. And once you're done with this side, you flip it over to this side and repeat the same thing on the other side, and by the time you're done stitching that, the zipper is completed. I have a video already on my channel on how to insert the invisible zipper without having the foot, so make sure to check that out. The video is super detailed. In case you don't understand this, it's pretty much the same thing I explained in that video, but in case you are confused a little bit for whatever reason with this one, then you can check out that second video. Maybe it explains something a bit clearer for you. So I will stitch this, then I'll show you. So now the zipper has been stitched down, as you can see, and on the right side it looks something like this. Okay, so let me just open it up so you can see what it's looking like. All right, so the next thing you are going to do, I will open it to the right side like this, and I also have my facing. I also joined my facing on the shoulder, just like I joined the front and back of the main fabric on the shoulder. I also joined the facing on the shoulder, and I have all my stitches nicely flat ironed, and I overlocked the raw edges. I also flat ironed the seams on this one as well. So then I'm going to be turning this to the right side. All right, the main body is on the right side. Then I'm going to place the right side of my facing on top of it like this, right sides facing each other. Then I'm going to match it together along the shoulder first. So just make sure I match it together on the shoulder. So pay attention to this zipper part, okay? You open up the zipper this way, and I open up the seam allowance this way, because the stitch has to go all the way over it. Then I'll pin that all down, and I'm going to quickly talk about the sponsor of today's video.
Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning platform where millions of creative minds like you and me come together to learn new things on different topics to become more creative. There are thousands of lessons on Skillshare, topics that covers illustration, fashion design, photography, or whether you want to learn video editing, video making, art, graphic design, or maybe you want to learn about YouTube, how to start your own YouTube channel and be successful. There are lessons on how to grow on Instagram, how to grow on social media. There are lessons on marketing, craft, productivity. Did I just say marketing? I'm sure that is communicating to someone already. This was actually what captivated me on Skillshare. I was taking a particular lesson by Gary. And guys, that lesson literally took me back to my drawing table, because I was able to get valuable tips that can help me to grow my online business despite the competition that is going on today. You can apply the knowledge in your fashion business as well. What makes this difference is the fact that it's focused solely on learning. That means there are not going to be ads bothering you. Despite the numerous things you can learn on Skillshare, it is affordable.
And guess what, guys? The first 1,000 people to use the link in the description box is going to get 1 month free trial to Skillshare. If I were you, I won't let this opportunity pass me by. So head on to the description box and grab yourself the free trial opportunity. So once you're done pinning it down, you will take it to your machine and you will stitch from here, all right, on your zipper. You remember your zipper is underneath, right? So you just make sure your needle is not touching the zipper teeth, but it is really close to it as well. So you stitch this way and this way by 1/2 inch on the neckline, and you come back this way, and once you get here, you are getting closer to your zipper as well. So as you're stitching, try to feel where your zipper teeth is. Okay, so you try to feel it. You see my zipper teeth is right here now, so I will stitch here like this all the way down. So once it's been stitched down this way, this is what we have, and the next thing we are going to do is to trim off the excess. And this is the way I like to trim off the excess, which kind of gives the perfect result. So you want to trim off the excess on the facing. The excess of the facing, you want to trim it off as little as possible. Like you want to trim it off very, very low. So this is what I have done. You can see the seam allowance on the facing is super short now, as short as it can be. And for the seam allowance on the main blouse, on the main bodies, I like to trim it a little bit longer than the seam allowance on the facing. And of course you trim off the excess of your zipper. So now that I'm done trimming, this is what I have. this is shorter and this is longer. And what this does for you is it kind of helps you achieve a very flat neckline. Once you turn it to the right side, it becomes flatter and neater, and you don't have this one. You don't have fabric from the facing showing up at the front of your fabric at the edge here. You know, usually sometimes when you have facing or lining, you still get to see the lining showing up at the neckline a little bit at the front, but this trick kind of keeps that away from happening. So the final thing I like to do is to still give it those tiny little notches, which helps you to have even flatter look when you flip it to the right side. So don't skip this step, and please make sure you don't cut off your thread while doing this. So try and be as careful as possible. All right, so if you are overlocking as well, this is the right time to go ahead and overlock this side as well. So you're overlocking the two together, this and this, and all the way down like that. So once that is done, then of course feel free to flip it to the right side. You will have something like this, and this is before giving it a press. By the time you give it a press, you will see how clean this is going to come out to be. So I will do that, then I'll be back to show you guys. So once all the ironing has been done, this is what I have. You can see how flat and neat, clean is looking like right now. You see what I'm talking about? So flat, nice and clean. And when you look at the neckline, you can't see the lining showing up here. It is perfectly aligned. There is no facing from in here trying to show up here. As you can see, it's looking really perfect and clean. So this is what you want to achieve with yours as well. And you see the match here? You see how this center line goes straight here, like it matches perfectly. That's what you want to achieve as well. So all these things kind of come together to give you that clean and carefully made clothes. And for this facing, as you can see, it's still flapping up here. If you don't want this happening, what you can do is to just have a stitch in the ditch, which ideally you should do from the right side. You should do a stitch in the ditch, just a little, like ½ inch length of stitch right inside in between the stitch line right here, just to tack it down. And you repeat the same thing here, and by the time that is done, this is going to be attached and it's not going to be flapping up this way anymore. So there you have it, guys, the facing joined with zipper along the neckline. You know, it's the same thing if you want to do a longer skirt or something like that as well. So I hope you've learned something in this video. Please smash the like button, share this video, let me know your thoughts in the comment, and I hope I see you in my next video. The next video is there for you. Just click on one. Let me meet you in the next one. Bye. Empty heart.